HOA Karen kicked my door at 3 a.m. My dogs answered first. Living near an HOA Karen is always a gamble. But nothing could have prepared me for the night she decided to escalate from passive-aggressive complaints to full-blown midnight assault. I learned a hard lesson that some people's sense of entitlement has no off switch, especially at 3 a.m. It started with the unmistakable sound of loud banging at my front door. Groggy and confused, I stumbled out of bed, heart racing. My mind immediately jumped to worst-case scenarios. I peeked through the peephole, and there she was, Karen, standing in her robe, fists raised, trying to kick my door open. My first thought? You have got to be kidding me. But before I could yell or grab the phone, the real heroes sprang into action. My dogs. My two massive Labradors, Max and Bella, were unusually alert for the middle of the night. At the sound of Karen's assault, they charged the door, barking and growling like twin tornadoes of fury. Karen recoiled, clearly not expecting canine resistance. She shouted through the door, "Open up! This is the HOA. You're in violation." Max and Bella were having none of it. Their barking was deafening, and they slammed themselves against the door, which shook with every attempted kick. Karen stumbled backward, tripping over the welcome mat in her haste. I couldn't help but laugh through my panic. My dogs were not only keeping me safe, they were delivering instant karma. By this point, I had grabbed my phone and called 911. The dispatcher was calm, but the tone quickly changed when they heard the commotion. Within minutes, sirens wailed in the distance. Karen, realizing that she might actually be in trouble, retreated to her car, yelling about HOA regulations as she went. The police arrived moments later. I explained the situation. An entitled HOA Karen had kicked my door at 3 a.m., claiming she had authority to enforce some imagined rule. The officers were equally incredulous and immediately warned Karen that any further attempts at harassment would result in criminal charges. Trespassing, attempted breaking and entering, and harassment. Her little HOA power trip had officially become a legal problem. The aftermath was surreal. Karen tried to spin the story to neighbors, claiming she was just enforcing community safety. But the evidence was clear. Photos of her knocked-over shoes, the scuff marks on my door, and my heroic Labradors were more than enough to discredit her. Even the HOA, after reviewing the incident, formally reprimanded her and revoked her authority to act as an enforcer. Neighbors laughed when they heard the story. Max and Bella became instant local legends, and Karen earned a reputation she could never shake. The HOA Karen who got scared off by dogs at 3 a.m. From that night on, I installed extra locks, motion lights, and, of course, gave my dogs honorary security guard badges in my mind. Karen never dared approach my property again, and my home returned to the safe, peaceful haven it had been, thanks largely to the fact that my four-legged protectors took their duties very seriously. The moral of the story? Entitlement only goes so far. Sometimes, it's a pair of loyal dogs who ensure that karma arrives before the police do.